sure if it was mine or not. I didn't want to hit the panic button to stop it and then start it instead. All right, here we go. And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. We're back. Was here earlier today for some JV football. Now we're back for a double dose of some soccer action as the Gibault Hawks out of Waterloo, Gibault Catholic High School, provides the opposition today for your Collinsville Kahawks. I am Todd Duke. Brett Borm is on the other microphone. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Doing great, Todd. How are you?
Doing really good. All right, so you were at the Belleville East games the other night. So tell us a little bit about those games. I know that we won both of them, and both of our teams now are 3-2 on the year. And I know that the second game went in double overtime before we won. So start us off with the JV game. How'd that one go?
JV game started off a little slow. Not much energy. The climate was a little tough to deal with. The elements were bad. Cold rain, heavy winds. Collinsville was not able to cash in on their first goal till about 20 minutes into the second half. And then at that point, they started unloading and ended up winning 3-0.
Nice. That's always good to have a little explosion in the second half. Yeah, it was nasty. We finally have broken that trend of gray, cloudy, rainy, cold, chilly, and just plain old nastiness. And on this first day of spring, we enjoy some blue skies, some sunshine, and pleasant temperatures. I know it's going to get a little chilly once the sun goes down, but that'll be about, what, an hour and a half maybe after, or an hour and a half before we get done here.
Yep.
Okay, and then the second game, the varsity game, boy, another game that goes into overtime, and at least this time, Tad Baker took care of things and scored the lone goal in that overtime frame, and we didn't have to go to penalty kicks. So talk about that one for a second.
Again, the elements, I think, played a major role in the outcome of the game. Most of the game was played in the middle third. There were very, very few opportunities on goal on either side throughout the game until overtime, and then both sides had multiple chances, multiple opportunities, and Tag Baker was able to send us home as winners with a beautiful goal with the goalkeeper out. He was able to chip the ball over the top, put it home. Kahawks win.
Was that in the first overtime or the second?
That was the second overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were almost on our way to penalty kicks again.
Wow. I was talking the other day to my wife, and I'm like, I just don't understand the whole 2 10-minute overtime periods. If somebody scores in the first 10 minutes and you don't answer it, why play the second 10 minutes? That just prolongs everything.
It sure does. It sure does. I'd rather see more of like a golden goal type overtime where if it's 10 minutes, fine. Even if you want to make it longer, make it 15, but just have one session with the golden goal. And if it doesn't end with a winner there, then you go to the PKs, I guess.
I agree with that. I was thinking 15 minutes myself.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's just change the rules.
Let's do it, man. Let's call it the Borm Duke rule.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, we are getting ready for this contest between the JV squads, the Gibault Hawks. Yeah, looking at their logo on my little thing here, they are more of a maroon color than a red color. Oh, well, we're going to stick with the red color. And we'll figure out starters as we go along. Remember, the JV, they don't bring starters up to the booth. So we just kind of guess.
We just figure it out as we go.
We do. It's a guessing game. But the fans are on hand, and this morning's fans for the football game, they showed up in winter wear, and then about halfway through, some of them started shedding that winter wear as it got a little bit warmer. And here we're going to get a little bit of warmth, and then we're going to graduate to some colder temperatures. So I hope everybody prepared for that. I see piles of coats and stuff laying on the stands out here.
It's the Midwest. If you haven't figured it out by now that the weather can change at the drop of a hat, you're not ready.
No, you are not. I tell you what I am ready for. I'm ready for some consistent warm temperatures.
You and me both.
And some sunshine. After all that rain we had last week, my grass is growing like a weed, and at some point I'm going to have to get out and cut it, but I think right now it's still just too soggy outside.
I think by next weekend I'll be cutting.
Yeah, probably. If I had some time off this coming week, I probably have to do it this week, but I won't have any. More games, more work, and wouldn't have it any other way.
I agree.
All right, well, we're slowly but surely getting to the point where we're going to have a game here. Collinsville wearing the purple at home again, and they'll be trimmed in white. Numbers on the fronts and the backs of their jerseys in white. Gibault They are here in their white uniforms, and their numbers are more of a maroonish color on the backs and the fronts. So I was telling Brett beforehand, I looked on the IHSA webpage to find out the school colors, and it says cardinal and white. So I went with red. Turns out it's maroon.
That's definitely maroon.
Yeah, you can see some of the fans in the stands on the away side. They have the maroon colors on, and some of the sleeves on the gentlemen that are not playing to start off with have maroon. So they're maroon.
We'll go with it.
I didn't know that the color cardinal was more of a maroon color than a bright red, like a cardinal.
Yeah,
We're only doing 30 today? Okay. Conference games, gotcha. All right, so we'll shave 5 more minutes off of here, and we'll have 30-minute halves.
that is a short match.
It is. Well, you know what? This has been a very busy week. I'll take it. Did football last night, did football this morning, and a different kind of football here tonight.
That's good.
It's been a whirlwind, I'll tell you what, man. This COVID-shortened schedule that they got us on has really condensed things and made everyone very busy. Nice to see that Coach Anderson is out here taking care of things today. Clay Smith has the day off from his festivities that he calls the athletic director's job.
I'm guessing he's probably at some other event. If
He
I had
is.
to guess.
Kids soccer.
There you go.
Yep.
Got to play dad every once in a while, right?
Yep. We are underway. Kahok send the ball down as they had the ball first to start off with, and they'll try to keep it going in that direction. Kahawks are shooting at the goal on our right. And this one ends up going out of bounds. And I know that in our goal we have Kai Serrano, the junior goalkeeper. I'm not really sure who we have in goal for the opposing team. I have my choice between Brian Lance and Cade Kostalik. But I won't know until someone turns around and shows me a number. I believe those were zeros on his jersey, so maybe as he scoops it up. I'll let him kick the ball away, and then you'll see him if he turns around and goes back to the goal, but he probably won't. He'll walk back. That's a 0, right? Correct, Todd. Brian Lance is the goalkeeper for Gibault, freshman, 5'7", weighs 130 pounds, and Gibault with control of the ball right now, and number 7 brings it up. That is Owen Meckler, a 5'7" sophomore forward. Collinsville sends it back to their defense and all the way back to Serrano. Serrano will send it back out to midfield. Got a little bit of a breeze, and right now Collinsville will have it at their backs. It's still coming from the north. It's supposed to switch back over and come from the south tomorrow and warm us up just a little bit more. Over in the far side corner, trying to keep that ball from going over the end line, is Gavin Chrisman. And I guess that attempt failed because Collinsville,
First corner kick of the day.
is going to give up a corner kick here. And trotting over there to take it is Owen Meckler for Gibault. Meckler sends it high and out the other side, but on the back of the head. And then a pop-up header, and then there's Serrano to catch it before it has a chance to go in the goal. So a couple of high pop-ups off some heads. And Serrano pretty much had an easy go at it down there. Serrano got a heavy leg. He sends that ball all the way past midfield. And that's where play takes place, right beneath our location as the ball ends up going out of bounds. And thrown back in. Collinsville back underway.
Several new faces in the lineup tonight, starting lineup for Coach Hayes and the JVK Hawks.
Ball comes in, and I thought that hit him in his knee. Saying it hit him in his hand.
Yeah, looks like a handball.
I heard the ball smack skin. And I'm not really sure who number 3 is. I don't have a number 3 on my JV roster. What's up with that? Collinsville, a little dangerous, and a nice job getting that ball out of there by Brock Lubert, because Medina was coming out of his goal area as well, and if Gibault could have snuck that ball around anyone, they would have had a wide open net to shoot it into. So Collinsville back on defense once again. To the back line it goes, and onto the foot of Nygaard. Nygaard sends it over this way, which is Aiden Kaufman. Kaufman sends it up the line, but that's going to be out of bounds. Kaufman out there. Cale Bauer is out there as well. Yeah, there are some new names, aren't there?
Yep, he's starting Brandon Nygaard at center back in place of Borm, partnered with Gavin Chrisman. Looks like Benny Peck has earned a start tonight.
Spencer Mayhew is out there, as is Blake Tanner. Gibault throws it in. Somebody's having some car alarm problems. That's the second time now. I was wondering if it was mine the first time. I'm like ready to reach for my keys. Throw in will come in from Brady Biffer. Brady throws it straight down onto the ground and onto the feet of Zachary Tayon. And now Collinsville sends it back into the Gibault zone, and out of bounds it goes, and throwing in the ball will be, never mind. Thought it was going to be ours for a moment. Another throw in coming from Biffer. Up the line it goes, and Nygaard sends it right back to where it came from.
I'd like to see the Kahawks get possession and start working the ball a little better and connecting feet. A little slow coming out of the gates.
No score early on. First game of 2 coming your way. And off of a head, down onto the field turf here, and Collinsville is taking over. And at midfield, our number 3 tries to send it up. He gets double teamed. Stays with the ball, though, so nice job of staying with it. Back up to number 3, and then up the sideline, and it's intercepted. But I'm telling you what, whoever's wearing number 3 isn't giving up on that ball at all. Collinsville sends it back down. It sure is. No one's offside. Collinsville goes to chase it down, but there to kick it out of there is Lance, but he goes right to a Collinsville player. And over on the far side, and kicked back up the sideline. Giving it a chase over there is Tanner. Tanner tries to slide and keep the ball in bounds. He does. And now Gibault will just kick it across that sideline. And the throw-in comes all the way back out to midfield. Must have been off a body down there. I thought for sure Gibault kicked that out. Nygaard will track down the ball.
He's got space.
And he'll send it right back to the middle. Faked like he was going to come over here to the sideline to Kaufman, but he went back to the middle instead. Now a race for the ball into the box. A shot and a score. That was from a very strange angle. And it's 1-0 in favor of Gibault.
Play breaks down here in the middle. I think Brandon Nygaard probably made a decision that he'd probably like to have back by playing the ball back up the middle versus, as you said, coming back out here to his wing back or playing the way he faces towards his goalkeeper. That would have been the safer bet.
I believe that was Jackson Gedeke who scored that goal. Wasn't a very hard shot, but Serrano was out of position as well, and it just rolled right by him. It did not have much speed on it at all. Doesn't need much speed when you have that wide of an opening. Collinsville coming up here trying to tie it up, though. Boy, I tell you, that pass would have been great right between those two defenders, and waiting was Benny Peck, and he would have had a wide open chance to come up that left side. And the ball is sent back over to that side, and then Gibault intercepts. The Hawks bring it back up. Blocked out there by Collinsville, and the defense pops one back into midfield. Here is Kevin Figueroa. He sends it down. Gibault sends it over to the sideline, screaming out of bounds. Collinsville will get the ball as it goes right underneath the table holding the water jugs. Collinsville throws it in up the far sideline, but intercepted by Gibault until Collinsville takes over there, or trying to take over, is Gavin Chrisman. And Chrisman, a nice job. Had a defender back behind him. Here is number 3, sidesteps one player, sends it up the way, and a race for it is going to be won by Lance. Benny Peck was heading down there, but Peck, all of a sudden, I think he retreated for a split second, and then he had to come back the other way. Now back up to Figueroa. Figueroa on the left side, puts on the brakes, sends it back over here to the sideline for Kaufman. Kaufman will send a crossing pass toward the center, off of the head, and a turnaround attempt, trying to turn around with it, was Spencer Mayhew. He could never really collect that ball and get it going in the proper direction, and now Gibault comes away with it, and they'll send it up the sideline. Right in between the two benches. Collinsville will send it out of bounds. Good effort there on the offense by the Kahawks.
Just need to string them passes together and find their feet. They're still not finding their targets.
22 minutes left to play here in this first half. No score, 1-0 in favor of Gibault. And the Hawks continue to push it back up. Whistle on the play.
Definitely have a roster issue. You said there's no number 3, but it's got Jalen Wade on our roster listed as number 3, and that's definitely not Jay Wade.
Yeah, we decided that his name was 21, or his number was 21. I do not know who 3 is. Remember, Alcazar went from 9 to 2.
Right.
Normally, we don't have these kind of problems with our rosters here in Collinsville. It's usually the other teams that we have to worry about. Like earlier today when Triad gave us a JV roster with no jersey numbers. That was fun. That was the first time I think I've ever had to do a whole entire game with no names to go with the numbers on the backs of their jerseys. Collinsville with a chance deep in the offensive zone once again. Trying to shove it into the box was Blake Tanner. He was rejected. And then it's sent out of bounds, and Collinsville will get the ball back. Throw in by Lubert. Back over to Lubert it goes, and then back out of bounds it goes. So Lubert will do it again. Throws it up the line to Tanner.
Nice win by Spencer Mayhew coming out with the ball. Went in with a 2-foot tackle and came out with it.
Lubert ready for another throw in. Off of a head and onto the ground we go, and Collinsville takes over. Well, they led the pass too long. I'm telling you, whoever number 3 is, though, is a gamer out there, isn't he?
He's working hard.
He is. Throw-in comes in and sent over to the sideline where Benny Peck was, but Benny was already breaking up the sideline, looking for a little offensive push. 20 minutes to go here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Gibault. And Gibault sends the ball back out of bounds. And a throw-in coming up from Kaufman. Kaufman trying to catch everybody sleeping, but the referee says, nope, you're not going to throw it in from up here. Get back up there.
He was looking for a quick throw.
He was. Over to Figueroa. Figueroa pops it right back to where it came from, and a head. And now a chance over here on this wing once again for Benny Peck. That one ends up going across the line. Collinsville will get their first corner kick. Well, Gibault scored off of or didn't score off of their corner kick, but they came right back and scored one. So a chance for Collinsville here to tie things up if they can get a well-placed ball off of the foot of Benny Peck. Well, not before we have wholesale player changes. Each team changing out, well, Gibault 4 and Collinsville 5. Benny Peck is not one of those, though. He stands over here at this near side corner and waits. Peck's ready. Referee says he's ready. Peck sends it out, and out the other side it goes. And Gibault will send that ball up the far sideline and out of bounds into the Hawks bench. You can call it that. We used to have benches.
I'm wondering if we'll see a bench again.
I know. Throw in for Collinsville on the far side sideline. Comes into Hammond and pop back out toward Figueroa. He never touched the ball, and then it comes onto the ground, and Collinsville trying to get it back. They do. And then Gibault ricochets the ball back to the defense, and Braden Borm sends it up. Nygaard lets it go, and again,
nice
we have
ball.
A chance.
Come on, Benny.
For Benny, and into Figueroa, and he kicks it right into the arms of Brian Lance. And then on the other side of that, another try, waiting for that rebound to come out. Never did. And a nice job by Lance down there for the Hawks in goal.
Benny Peck played a nice pass there
Sure
to Kevin
did.
Figueroa right into the slot. Just couldn't cash it in.
Here is Jalen Wade over on the far side. Lost control of the ball. Hammond picks it up and then moved up, trying to find Wade once again. But now I've got a 19. Did I see 19? Man, I'm like all kinds of numbers going on over here. Gonzalez coming in.
Hugo Gonzalez enters the game for Kevin Figueroa. Hugo can bring us some offense.
Sure can. Sends it right back to Hammond and back over this way for Nygaard. Nygaard has it take a little bit of a hard tick off of his toe, and he had to catch up with it, but he does. But the return shot wasn't really strong enough, never made it through the defense. Collinsville, another chance. Here is Gonzalez again. Gonzalez with a backward flip over to Wade, trying to find Wade, but instead he finds Hammond. Hammond gets out of a little bit of trouble and then Gibault finds the ball, and they'll send it up the sideline and out of bounds. Throw in coming from Borm. Throws it up the sideline to Gonzalez. That's a nice throw in. And unfortunate. Oh, hey, I thought for a second he was going to send it to the sideline. And this time they did.
Collinsville throw.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment that Gavin Kessler gave up on that ball for the Hawks. And Hugo, I thought he was going to circle around and put a crossing pass into the center. Here is Nygaard. Nygaard pops one up. It's going to come down, and Lance missed it. Him and Hugo met as they were both going up for it. Might have knocked Lance off the ball for a minute. It rolled behind him, but not far enough to go into the net. Collinsville sends the ball up. That is number 19. And he's a big kid, and I don't know his name. Okay.
I'd like to see Collinsville start crashing that net a little more. I'm not certain that our goalkeeper for Gibault has very sure hands. We should be cashing in on some of these opportunities where he's misplaying balls.
That was a miss hit. Gonzalez takes it, and off of a body it goes, and into the Collinsville offense. And coming away with it is Gavin Null on a nice play. Up to Wade. Wade comes in, shoots high and wide. Not a lot of time to settle the ball down for a true shot when you got a defender right on your back. Wade did the best he could and just shot it high and wide, so Lance will send the ball out back to midfield. Into the little wind. And the wind knocks it down a little bit, makes it to midfield, and then off of the head of Gavin Null. And up to Haman and Gonzalez, offsides. And offsides.
I've been watching Jalen Wade play soccer since he was about 8 years old. The kid has blazing speed. If that defender was able to catch him, that's going to be a challenge for Jay over there.
Kahok's trying to play comeback. Gibault has scored the lone goal so far here in this game. But Collinsville has been putting on the offensive pressure ever since, and a whistle on an infraction. I believe that's going to belong to Kanan Augustine, and Collinsville will get a free kick.
See if Borm can play one in here.
Sends it up, keeps it low, and right by Wade, but it finds Gonzalez, and then it finds a defender for Gibault, but Collinsville stays with it, and unable to keep that one from going out was Benny Peck, and Gibault will have a throw-in with 14 minutes left to play here in this first period, first half. Throw-in comes in. And up the sideline. That was almost out of bounds. Peck sends it up. And he was the last one to touch it, says the referee. Benny Peck over there trying to wrestle that ball away, running around in circles. That one's out of bounds off of a Gibault player, so Collinsville will get a throw in here, and it'll be Braden Borm. Nope, they're going to give it up to Nygaard. Nygaard throws it into Gonzalez, but that's picked off in midair by Brady Biffer that came in, and then sent back out of bounds once again, and Collinsville will have yet another throw in. 13 minutes left to play. First half action, 1-0 in favor of Gibault into Hugo Gonzalez. Gonzalez thought about sending it up the line to Benny Peck, but he mishit it and it goes out of bounds. So Waterloo will have another throw in.
I hear Reed Bicanic out on the field saying, get the ball on the carpet, get the ball on the floor, and that's exactly what Collinsville needs to do at this point.
Throw in off of Nygaard's head, and Hugo Gonzalez trying to settle it down. He can't. Comes all the way out to midfield and taken care of there by Collinsville. Up to Peck, and then Nygaard, and Peck miscommunicate. I think Nygaard thought Peck was going to take it. Peck thought Nygaard was going to keep going. And another turnover. We'll give the ball back to Gibault. That one comes in right off Nygaard's head, and he just sent it right back out of bounds. Referee points right down at the Lady Kahok soccer logo for the throw-in. That's where it takes place. Nygaard this time gets a foot on it and sends it out to the middle for Haman. Haman sends it over this way for Gavin Null. Null is going to get around his defender. Turns on that right side, throws it up the middle, in front. Collinsville with a chance and a block out by Lance. Oh, what a good save that one was off of Wade. That one goes across the end line. Collinsville will get a corner kick, but man, oh man, Wade did everything there but score.
Right there on the doorstep. Those are the opportunities we've got to be able to put home. That was a great save by the Gibault goalkeeper.
Sure was.
1-on-1 inside the 6-yard box. Score should be tied now.
Hammond's going to take the corner kick from the far side. Second corner kick for Collinsville in the last couple of minutes. This one is going to come out the other side and right over the head of Gavin Null, but Collinsville settles it down, and then it goes out of bounds on a Gibault kick. Trying to bring that ball back in was Gavin Chrisman. Instead, it's going to be a throw-in here for us. Must have ticked off of a body. Nygaard throws it into Hugo. Back to Nygaard. He sends a crossing pattern over to Wade, but Wade misjudged it, and it goes over his head as he was going to try to use that head. And then over on the far side, Reed by Kanik sends it up to Wade. Wade up the sideline will send it back to the defense. Defense tries to move it back up to Hammond. Hammond over on the far side sideline and waiting for that ball to be sent back toward the middle, but that never happens, and the ball is going to belong to Gibault. 10:20 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of the Hawks. Varsity game will follow this one, and we'll have that one for you as well. Collinsville keeps it down in the offensive zone for a moment. Back to the defense. Nice couple of volleys there, and Collinsville is trying to settle the ball down, and they finally do. Back to the defense. Sends it over this way to Borm. Borm does a nice job getting rid of his defender, and then Nygaard sends it back up, and it's going to be scooped up by Lance right before Hugo can get there. Lance booms it. Sent back to the Collinsville defense at midfield. And then up trying to find Wade, and a miss hit there by Gibault. Here comes Wade, gets around one and couldn't get around the other. And then Wade will try to go chase it down before Lance can get there. And at the last moment, Lance reaches out and grabs that ball before Wade can send it over to Hugo.
Pretty aggressive move by their goalkeeper.
Sure was.
Coming that far out.
Collinsville trying to keep things down the right side of the field. It's been slanted that way. Kahawks have spent a lot of time down here so far. And here comes Hammond coming up that left side. Makes that turn, puts on the brakes, and lost the ball for a second. But then he finds it again, gets it back, and starts retracing his steps. Ball on the sideline, ends up out of bounds, put there by Collinsville. So Gibault will have the throw in.
This game has a feel for once the floodgates open, maybe we can start piling it on. We just need to get that first goal.
Yeah, we have definitely had the most pressure in this game, but Gibault has the only pressure that matters, and that's the one that went into the back of the net. Here is Hammond again. Hammond sends it up the far wing, and going to chase it down is Wade. Wade will get there before it goes out of bounds. And then he sends one to the middle and over to Peck. Now to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez couldn't get a shot off before he was taken off the ball. Now over to Nygaard. Nygaard shoots, but that one's going to go high and wide. Nygaard had that straight kick. You know, he wanted to swing that leg around to the right to try to get it to go the opposite direction, but he couldn't do that with the defender bearing down on him, so he got it off the end of the toe, and it just goes high and wide.
Technique is everything when it comes to ball striking.
Yeah, not a lot of time to settle that ball down when you got a defender coming right down your guns. Here is Lance. Sends it back out low. Not that deep. Picked up by Collinsville and by Kanik. Over to this side now for Null. Null back to the defense. Borm sends it up the sideline, and that's where he finds Andrew Chai. Andrew Chai played in last night's football game. Didn't get much action. I think he had one kickoff.
No field goal opportunities, huh?
No field goals because you didn't score, and no more kickoff opportunities because you didn't score. So the only kickoff he had was to begin the second half.
It must be the newest trend because I believe Triad's kicker is also a soccer player.
I believe so. And he made all 3 of his extra points last night. Gibault into the offensive zone for the first time in a while. They break it up that right-hand side.
Back door.
And off of the back of the leg of one of the Kahok players up to Bycanic. And Bycanic sends it over to the far side trying to find Wade, but it's just going to go into the Kahok bench with 6:35 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville's controlled most of the offensive pressure in this game, but it's Gibault that leads 1-0. Wade trying to wrestle that ball away over there from Andy Altis. Throw in, goes deep, and then off of a body, and they have to chase it down. Into the middle it goes, and Borm is there to make sure that one doesn't get any farther, and then Collinsville's defense sends it back out to midfield. Hugo Gonzalez. Collinsville's got some numbers. They come up this way, and it's going to be too deep. Too much oomph behind that pass. Wade was coming in on that left side, and a little bit less miles per hour on that ball, and Wade could have caught up to it. This is just sent out of bounds by Lance, so Nygaard will throw it in. Not before we have some substitutions. Aiden Kaufman checks back into the game.
Zaire Medina.
Zaire Medina is out there playing a little offense today while Kai Serrano is in goal. Comes down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez got around 3 defenders and then shoots one into the 18-yard box, but it's picked up by Lance as Andrew Chai was barreling down. Lance sends this one out to midfield. Takes a bounce right between the legs of Gavin Chrisman. Now Gibault trying to work it up on offense. Chrisman chases it down, sends it up the sideline and out of bounds. It'll be a throw in from in front of the Collinsville bench. Comes in, Chrisman mishit it, trying to send it back out. Now it goes over to the far side. Borm is in on the action. Chrisman in there as well. And looks like we're going to have a corner kick for Gibault.
Collinsville's defense having trouble getting the ball out back there. Had a mishit with Chrisman, and then Borm couldn't get it out as well. Results in the corner.
Corner kick coming from Brady Biffer. And it's on the way. Right in the middle, and it stays out front. Collinsville trying to get there. Gibault, they stop that progression, and then they send it back, and scooped up by Serrano, and Serrano will send it back out with 4 minutes to go here in this first half. Popped straight up, and then back into the Collinsville defense. They'll let it go out of bounds, and Collinsville will have a throw in. Sun starting to duck behind the press box here. Sunset a little bit after 7 o'clock these days, so about an hour and a half or so. That temperature will start to drop.
It will get chilly.
I left my coat up here. I had my coat on when I got here this morning for football, and it warmed up enough where I could take it off, and I just left it here. Here is, offside, and I don't know if Hugo Gonzalo fell down because he heard the whistle or if he was going to fall down anyway. But the whistle stops any further progress.
Operating the camera, I couldn't tell of how close that was. This two-referee system, and I'm not sure you always get necessarily the right offsides calls.
All the way out into the Kahok zone. Comes down, and a whistle will stop the action. Something happened against Gibault, and Collinsville gets the free kick from about 55 yards away. Borm sends it down. Hugo Gonzalez going to try to chase it. Gets off of his defender and then sends it up into the box. A shot and a goal. Collinsville ties it up on a goal by Aiden Kaufman. They say it was offsides. Man, oh, man.
It's unlucky.
I'm telling you.
Borm flies a nice ball in there. Hugo brings it down, dishes it off.
Get the old announcer guy all excited. Then I got to just turn it up from 10 down to 1.
Well, you sound good when you pull it to 10.
Well, thanks, man. That's like, your favorite song coming on the radio and you turn it up full blast and your wife reaches over and says, nope. I got a headache. Oh, it's a good thing my wife doesn't listen. Here is Gibault leading 1-0. They send the ball up onto their offensive side of things, and trying to wrestle it around over there is Nathaniel Brown, and Brown finally sends it across that sideline. And it'll be a throw in here for Gibault. Down to the final minute 45 left of this first half. Gavin Kessler throws it in, and straight down to the ground it goes, and it's sent up the sideline. And tell you what, I don't know who that was, but they didn't get enough on it, and it just kind of stayed over there, and Gibault might have had a chance. Zaire Medina tries to chase that ball down and ends up going out of bounds. And a throw in coming from Gibault over on the far side. Popped up the sideline, sent right back out by Medina.
1 minute left.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Blues are playing tonight. Nice to see them win last night. Man, about time.
What was it, 5 in a row?
Yeah,
five losses in a row?
5 non-wins in a row.
No.
And that one ended up going to overtime.
Trouble.
Here's one out in trouble, and that went to overtime. And the Blues won on a shootout. So Collinsville trying to bring it up here during the final 40 seconds. Here comes Gavin Null. Null sends it up, and trying to chase it down is Andrew Chai, but Lance gets there before Chai does and sends it all the way back out to midfield, where Nygaard will settle it down and send it back up the line and then out of bounds by Gibault with 20 seconds left. So a chance for Collinsville with a nice throw in here. Chai gives up to Nygaard. Nygaard throws it back up, and it is Gonzalez trying to chip it over to Chai, and that one gets thrown out of bounds again. And down to the final 5 seconds. Probably not enough time to get anything done, but stranger things have happened. Here is Chai off of his body, and the horn sounds, and that is the end of one half of play. So we will take a bit of a break here and come back with second half action in just a little bit on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance. To build your vision. To anticipate the known and unknown. And to find potential in both. And build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. Each ingredient chosen carefully, every blend crafted masterfully. Nurturing your passion, nourishing your purpose. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune covers Troy, Collinsville, Maryville, and all the villages and communities of Madison County. From area city halls to sports, including the Collinsville Kahawks and Unit 10 District News. The Times-Tribune covers that and more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper published every Thursday, and a one-year subscription is only $40 for the printed and online editions. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Times-Tribune. The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and just visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the industry. And the food? All created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials for both inside diners as well as offering curbside pickup specials and family size specials. And don't forget to take home a bottle or a growler of beers brewed on site at Old Herald Brewery and Distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or give them a call at 855-8027. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage Team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family. And we welcome you back to Kahawk Stadium here at Collinsville High School. The Gibault Hawks lead. Collinsville switches ends of the field, and the new goalie comes into the game as well, and we'll try to test him out right off the bat. Collinsville sends it back up to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez sends it on back and popped up for Gibault. New goalkeeper for Gibault is Cade Kostelak, a 5'11", 205-pound freshman. And now Gibault tries to work it up on their offensive side of the field, which they do. Collinsville trying to work it back up. And another save. And Collinsville having a hard time trying to crack that goal line.
Here is Wade. Wade will send it back to Hammond, and into the middle it goes, and up we come for Knoll. And Knoll couldn't quite finish the task, and it goes all the way back to midfield for Borm.
Nah.
Borm tried to pass it up the line over there for
Benny Peck.
and that ball got tipped by Gibault, and another ball that ends up out of bounds. Collinsville will keep it. Throw in will come toward the end of the Kahok bench, and it comes up the sideline to Peck, and Peck sends it over to Gonzalez, and then off of the back of the Gibault player. Now Gonzalez will throw it in, and he'll do so to Kaufman. Kaufman tries to cut back through the middle. That's ricocheted all the way back to Borm. Borm sends it back right where it came from, and then off of a body and back out front for Gibault to take over. And you swallow a bug. There's no bugs out right now, is there?
I don't know, but I swallowed something.
Collinsville sends it over here to this near side for Andrew Chai. Chai sends it up to Wade. Wade sends it back to Chai, and that one goes out of bounds.
Again, we got to connect feet on that sideline and keep that ball in bounds.
Wade trying to go in for a steal, and off of Wade's foot and out of bounds. I think that was off of his shin. Might have taken a foot from the defender off the shin, too. That ball right in the middle. Collinsville trying to intercept. Here is Hugo Gonzalez, and he can't get around the goalkeeper, Kostelak, and another squandered opportunity here by Collinsville. They have definitely had more opportunities than Gibault, but Gibault's the one who leads 1-0. On the far side, once again, Benny Peck. Peck puts it up the sideline to Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets around his defender, puts one in the middle for Wade. Wade sends it back into the middle, and Knoll trying, and he's tripped up right in the box, and that should be a penalty kick. And it will be. By the way, this one right here controls you, so whenever you have to cough or anything, you want to reach over and turn it down real quick, you can do that. I'll let you.
I swallowed something at halftime. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
Gosh.
All right. Chance for Collinsville to tie this thing up on a penalty kick, and it's going to be Reed by Kanik, who is going to take it. And deep in his net is Kostelak. Tell you what, Knoll got taken down right in the front of that box going in for a chance to score. And here's Collinsville's chance to tie it up. By Kanik has the whistle. Here it goes. And it's through, despite the fact that Kostelak guessed right and went off to his left. I believe he might have got a fingertip on it.
I think he tipped that for sure.
Yeah, so.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
Yeah, turn up a little bit more. You're a little bit lower of a speaker than I am. I have to turn Kettler's up almost all the way.
I noticed Kettler talks a little quiet in the football game.
Did a fine job last night.
He sure did.
Excuse me. See, now I'm the one who's got a bug in his throat. Bugs don't like Mountain Dew, so we'll get rid of it.
I'm going to need to get a drink at halftime.
We already passed halftime.
All right.
You can in between games, though.
You know what I mean.
I know.
All right, let's see if that opens the gates like I said earlier.
1-1 is our score. Jayhawks have tied it up on a penalty kick, so now we need to get back to work to take the lead here. And again, Collinsville has had numerous chances, and thankfully a penalty kick has squared things at one. Collinsville trying to take the lead, comes in. Figueroa never did get to him, and then it's sent back out to the midfielders. Collinsville comes up with it. Here is Bykanik, who scores the penalty kick. And Collinsville sends it up the sideline and sends it back into the middle. And here is Knoll. He's trying to find Peck over there, and Peck does send it up on a nice pass to Figueroa. Figueroa with a little wait and see and trying to get it back to Peck. Defender falls down. Peck falls down. And then Gibault takes back over. They send it back up to midfield.
Ooh, late call.
And that is Reed Bykanik's first goal as a Kahok, I believe.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah. Junior midfielder. Second half action. We're tied at 1. And Hammond sends the ball over to Knoll. And then Knoll sends it back to the defense, and that's scorched up the sideline and right past Peck over there.
That's a tough ball to handle.
Yeah, that one had some juice on it. A little fastball right down the middle. Cardinals won this afternoon. Mizzou plays in the NCAA tournament tonight against Oklahoma. The Illini took care of business yesterday. It doesn't matter, man. My bracket's just toast.
Ohio State did it for you.
Ohio State did it for me. One side of my bracket is history. Here is a chance, and it's blocked out by Borm. And Borm will send the ball up to Figueroa. Figueroa had it bounce off of his foot, tries to find Peck over there. He does eventually. Peck is going to lead the ball for Wade, and Wade is going to try to break away from his defender. He chases down the ball over here on this left wing. Turns, gives the ball back over to Hammond. Hammond right back into the middle for Bycanic. Bycanic sends it over onto the right side, and Knoll takes a shot, and that's off of the goalpost of the football crossbar and right back down. And, boy, that was a screamer of a shot.
Yes, it was.
Just a little bit too high.
Jalen Wade showing a little patience, pulling the ball back to Hammond. Hammond feeding the ball into the middle for Bycanic. Some good sequence there of passing. Good job.
Zaire Medina checks back into the game. Of course, Zaire is just listed as a goalkeeper on my roster, but he's back on the defensive line. As that ball heads toward the sideline and then up in front of the Kahok bench, Gibault does a nice job keeping it in. They chip it up, and back to get it is Borm, and Borm will just send it back to Serrano. Serrano will send it back up to midfield over here on this side for Wade. Wade looks and trying to find a streaking Hammond, and Hammond almost outran that defender. And, well, I tell you what, if he would have been alone going into that goal.
Yeah, that was a great ball by Jay Wade.
Sure was.
Hammond almost got through.
Here is Medina over on the far side. He loses control of the ball. It's picked up by Gibault, but Medina gets it right back and then sends it out of bounds. 21:45 left to play here in this second half. 1-1 game between Collinsville and Gibault. Gibault Catholic High School out of Waterloo, Illinois. Here is Medina, who couldn't quite finish up on the defense. Bangs off of a body, and out of bounds it goes. And another throw-in coming here for...
Somebody's going
Yeah,
down.
that's Knoll. I think Knoll got one in the Knoll-Nulls. Knoll took one in the Knoll-Nulls, and he's down. And he, I know, man, it's not fun at all. They're going to play on. Knoll's off to the sideline now, and coming in to take his place was Javier Alcazar.
Can we trademark that?
Knoll-Nulls?
Knoll-Nulls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's Gibault, a little dangerous again. Borm sends that to the sideline. Coach Hayes is just now coming over to check on Knoll. Oh, that was nice. Coach for Gibault tried to offer Knoll a seat, and I think Knoll doesn't need anything except to walk it off, but you can't even do that for a while. Here is Hammond. Hammond sends the ball up. Figueroa can't get there, and it's sent back up by the defense. And here is Hammond, who takes care of it, sends it up the sideline. Peck is going to get there and chase it down first. Coming in on the right side, sends one toward the goal, and it's settled down by Wade. Wade pushes one right through the goalkeeper's legs in the 5-hole, and Collinsville takes the lead 2-1.
Jay Wade found a gap right between the goalkeeper's legs at the last second. It was a good finish.
Sure did.
I would prefer him to try and find a corner, but we'll take a nutmeg of the goalie any day.
So Collinsville getting 2 goals here in the second, and the Kahawks take their first lead. Wade was patient with that ball, man. He settled it down, waiting for a good kick. No one.
I thought he was going to wait too long.
I know. No one closed in on him, though. He was still kind of wide open, and I think that one of the defenders screened Kostelak, and Kostelak saw it at the last second, but then couldn't react quick enough, and it went right through the wickets.
Yep. All right, the gates are open now, Tom.
Yes, they are.
They're going to open.
Collinsville in control now. Both the JV team and the varsity team come into tonight's contest 3-2.
Oh, Borm shanked that.
Yes, he did. I'm sure you'll talk to him about that later.
That's his coach's job.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These kids usually know when they've made a mistake. And then they'll be the one to tell. I know, Coach. You don't have to tell me. Yes, I do. That's my job. Collinsville again on the attack. Up to Wade. He has to turn around, and then he waits, and he finds Peck, and Peck, oh, man, sends that one way high. Just got underneath the bounce when that ball bounced off the turf. That's when Peck struck it, and it stayed up.
Left-footed, and he's a right-footed striker.
Yeah.
He struck it well left-footed, too.
I'm a left-handed person myself, but whenever I've played, I never played soccer, but I did play kickball. I always kicked with my right foot, right leg.
Makes sense.
It's the only thing I do righty. Everything else, eat, pencil, throw, bat, left side. Yep.
Wow.
I'm the only left-hander in my family, too. Hugo Gonzalez couldn't find that ball. It ended up bouncing behind him. Collinsville is keeping on some offensive pressure until just now, and it goes back out to midfield. Borm gets it up to Bycanic. Bycanic over here for Chai. Chai sends the ball up, and Hugo Gonzalez waits for it to come down. He does, and it's offside.
Step. I mean, less than a step.
Gonzalez just ahead of his defender. So Gibault with a free kick. Long way to go. We are coming up on halfway through the second half. Collinsville out in front now, 2-1.
Looks like we got to push off.
Another free kick coming up here for Gibault. This one's going to slice the field in half, though. Comes into the middle, and Bycanic trying to chase it down. He can't get there. And finally, it is Alcazar that comes up with it. That ball ends up out of bounds. I don't even know where my next game is. You know?
Alcazar is wearing number 2, but we show him as number 9.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah. I don't even remember where I am next. I know I'm off Monday.
Coach Clay gave you the night off?
I think, yeah, the boys are on the road. Here is another try by Gonzalez and Wade. Gonzalez shoots and scores. Just like that, you mentioned the floodgates, and they are open. The bank is open for business, man.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Build a little confidence, get that first tally. The rest will come.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Kahawks.
It just had that feel, and I really like this combination up top with Hugo Gonzalez, flanked by Jay Wade and Benny Peck on each side. They seem to have generated a lot of offense today, that 3 combination. It's been good.
So Collinsville came into this half down 1-0, and the Kahawks have scored 3 unanswered goals. And we still have about 16 minutes left to go here in this second half. So Collinsville can continue to pile on if they are fortunate enough to get that opportunity, and you know they will if they can take it. And Gibault now fighting for their JV lives as they now trail by 2. Here is Bycanic, who has a penalty kick.
Send him through. It's there.
And it's going to be...
He's on.
He's on. But coming out is the goalkeeper Kostelak. Let's see. What do I have? The boys are at Althoff on Monday. No, that's the volleyball team. Sorry. Girls volleyball is out at Althoff on Monday. The boys soccer team is at Alton on Tuesday. So I don't have anything Monday or Tuesday. How about that?
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a look.
Here is Gonzalez again, and he's trying to get himself around his defender, and that defender sends the ball back up to the midfielders, and Collinsville still trying to chip away to keep it down there on the offensive side. Borm uses his head all the way onto the feet of Gonzalez. That ball traveled a good 30 yards in the air off of Borm's head. Now over on the far side, that ball goes out of bounds. So, unless things change, the next game I have is some girls volleyball action for you on Wednesday against Belleville East. Boys soccer versus Belleville East here on Thursday. And then we're back here on Friday for football versus Mascoutah. Mascoutah is dangerous. They took care of Highland last night.
Yeah, I saw that score. And Highland's usually a
Yeah.
powerhouse, right?
Yes, they usually are. Very, very good football team. Collinsville sends it back into the offensive zone once again. Here comes Wade. Wade is out from the left side, shoots, and he scores. Wade with his second here in the second. And about 6 minutes after he scored the first one, Wade comes in and scores another one.
The Gibault defense is trying to hold that Collinsville line up high, and the through ball has been there for about the last 10 minutes. Every time Collinsville's tried to play a ball through, it's been successful.
Jalen Wade, 2 goals. Sandwiched in between his 2 was a goal by Hugo Gonzalez. So Collinsville, as Mr. Borm mentioned, the floodgates have been opened. now Gibault sends it back into the offense. They haven't been down in their offensive side for a long time.
Has Serrano touched the ball this half?
I think he's touched it once. And that's it. Here is Gibault sending it up.
Oops.
Haven't called anybody from Gibault's names for a while because they haven't really touched the ball too much. Now they're going to try to send it back to their goalkeeper, but that's not going to happen. Man, I tell you what, it would have been a simple thing just to kick it back to Kostelak and let him take care of it, but they had a hard time just doing that.
Yeah, if I'm Kostelak, I'd be jawing at my defense right about now. They're leaving him out to dry. These balls are just coming one-on-one with him.
They are. He might have got a finger on the penalty kick shot, and then the next one went through his legs.
Right.
And now Collinsville will have a corner kick coming up here, and it's going to be Javier Alcazar that's going to take it. It's short. Comes out front, though, and then popped into the air off of a head, and trying to settle it down are the Kahawks. They get it up to Brown. Brown sends it up the line, but just a little bit too far. Out of reach of Cale Bauer. Down to 12:20 left to play here in the second half. 4-1 in favor of Collinsville. Ball gets thrown in. Collinsville tries to take it over, and it's out of bounds and
Wrong way.
wrong way. The referee said, other way, guys. Now he's just going to let it go. That's funny. He's like, you know what? I got outnumbered, apparently, so he tried to blow the whistle, too, to let them know that it was going the wrong way, but they were already throwing the ball in and going after it. Hawks trying to get back on it on offense once again, and just a little bit too far, trying to lead Brock Lubert with it, and it just went past him as well as Bauer. And the ball goes out of bounds over here on the sideline. Collinsville will have a throw in. And they'll throw it into the box. It comes down, and it's going to be sent out of bounds by Gibault-Waterloo here right below our location. Varsity game will follow this one. Of course, we'll shut everything down, and
Looks like Borum's done for the day.
we'll shut everything down and fire everything back up for the varsity game. Another whistle.
It's a great opportunity for some kids to get a lot of playing time.
Yeah. Need some of that experience.
Absolutely.
Comes down for Alcazar. He splits it a couple of defenders,
Nice.
gets around another one as well, and led that ball just a little too far, and then helped out by a unsuspecting Caleb Hugger, number 2 for Gibault, off of his body, and that keeps things going on the offensive side here for Collinsville until Gibault gets a hold of it, and they send it back up to midfield, over on the far sideline, and trying to track it down is Kessler, and Kessler gets around one defender and has Figueroa following him, and Collinsville just nicks the ball and tries to send it back up, but no doing. Gibault holds on to it, trying to score some points here, and then off of a body and over on the far side, kick back out to the middle, and Gibault trying, back out, and a pop shot that's going to go over the net off of the foot of Brian Lance, who switched from goalkeeper and now playing a little midfielder right now.
You know, that's one thing back in my day, Todd, you know, being a prior goalkeeper. Nobody trusted me to play the field. They trusted the hands, they didn't trust the feet, I guess.
All right, send him down there where he doesn't have to use anything except for hands.
Couldn't
And
run.
the occasional body part.
Couldn't run. Didn't have the foot skills.
Sometimes you don't really need skill. You just need to be able to stand there for long periods of a time, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Here comes Collinsville, bringing it up the far wing. Tanner, and both Tanner and his defender go down in the box. Ball is going to belong to Gibault. As we approach 9 minutes left to play here in this JV game. Second half.
Tale of two halves.
4-1, yeah, really. Gibault, they scored the first goal of the game, and they really have not put on much offensive pressure since then. Here's a chance for Gibault, and that pressure right there, and Lance sends it in, and Serrano pops it right back out into the wind this time. And Collinsville settles the ball down over on the far side. Figueroa now back toward the middle. Sent back to Figueroa. He stepped on the ball at the same time, and when you do that, your leg usually rolls right off, and that's a good way to get a groin pull. Here's Collinsville again with an opportunity on the outside. Bauer sends it back into the middle, trying to cross it right to Lubert, but couldn't get that done.
Where'd this wind come from?
The door. People go out the door, and they, for some reason or another, can't figure out how to shut it all the way. Another chance there for Collinsville. And Kostelak sends it back out. Collinsville keeps it in the offensive zone. They shove it into the far corner of the box. Trying to chase it down is Bauer. Bauer does get there right through the legs of the defender. And another opportunity, a centering shot, and that one's taken care of this time by the defense as that ball ends up going out of bounds.
Got some sort of call. I'm not sure what we
And I think that was just a substitution whistle after that ball ended up going out of bounds. Boy, that was a nice couple of moves there by Bauer right in between the legs of Andy Altus, and then almost a chance for a centering shot and just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to belong to Collinsville. Throw in comes from Brown and then sent out of bounds again, and will remain with Collinsville. 7 minutes to go here in the second half. 4-1 in favor of the JV Kahawks.
Shadows are starting to cast over the stands here. I think our people are going to start cooling off.
Oh, yeah. I already put on my coat. Yesterday, Chris Kettler and I were on top of the press box at Triad. I had the hand warmers in my pockets. I had a space heater on my feet. I had my hood up. It was a little chilly.
They didn't have a place for you in that nice new stadium they have?
Nope.
No?
They sure didn't. As Collinsville continues to work it in the offensive zone. Alcazar couldn't catch up with it. And then back to Figueroa it goes. Figueroa playing defense now.
He is. Yeah, he subbed Borum out earlier.
Yeah, all right. Figueroa is going to chase that ball down, or try to anyway, trying to get in front of Kessler. Kessler comes around on the left side, tries to send one in the middle, and a nice sliding tackle there, or a nice sliding block anyway. And then the ball does come into the middle and right through the middle and back out the other side.
I'm excited to see the new stadium there at Alton High School. Back in the day when I used to play, we always played at that Gordon Moore Park.
Yeah.
I saw this new stadium on the news last night. It looked
Yeah, their
very
soccer
nice.
stadium's good, and
Yeah.
they got some new turf on their football stadium there at West Elementary School, too.
Oh.
So no longer is it a mud pit. And now Lance is getting a little angry after Bauer hit him from behind because Bauer thought the play was continuing, but the whistle blew. Lance almost looked like he wanted to get up and swing. Well, it's going to go against Gibault. Ball sent up and sent right back.
Ooh.
And another Collinsville opportunity here is coming up with the ball is Lubert. Lubert sends it over here to Bauer, and Bauer has it bank off of one of the Waterloo players, or one of the Gibault players, which is in Waterloo. Nice steal. And then off of the back heel of Lance, Collinsville will get another throw in. And this one coming from Nathaniel Brown. Alcazar keeps it headed in the right direction. Collinsville, lots of offensive opportunities here, and it took them a while, but once they got that first goal, and the first goal, by the way, came on a penalty kick, but once they scored that one, yeah, the rest of them just kind of came storming through the old floodgate, as you mentioned.
Uh-oh.
Here is Gibault with a chance once again. Bringing the ball up is Kessler. Kessler gets around one, can't get around the second one. Now a loose ball is going to be picked up by Lance. And Lance over here on this near side sideline trying to find a teammate open, and that might be on the far side, but Collinsville is there first off of the head of Alcazar and down in the middle of the field toward this right third, and then back over toward the left third. Kahok and Mayhew. Mayhew over on the far side, trying to track it down over there is Blake Tanner, and he couldn't get there. It's going to belong to Gibault. 3.5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Second half. See, man, that's what I get for doing football and soccer in one day, the same day.
Back in the day, we used to play quarters, so you would have worked back in the 90s,
Yeah.
80s.
Yep. I haven't called midfield mid-court yet, though, so we're good there.
Give it time.
Nah. I think my basketball play-by-play has kind of left the body now that basketball is officially over. Well, I thought it was officially over, and then they ended up doing another game. Here is Collinsville inside the box and trying to find another scoring opportunity. Comes out to Alcazar. He sends one toward the box and just past this near side post. And we came that close to getting goal number 5, did the Kahawks.
I don't think he struck it as pure as he would like, but it was still a nice effort.
2.5 minutes to go here in this second half. And they had to go all the way out to the parking lot almost to get that ball. Kostelak sends it back out. And waiting for it, Dustin Swindle. 6'1" freshman defender for Gibault. Low kick. Doesn't get quite to midfield, and then it's stopped by Alcazar. Alcazar tries to just chip it up. Hits one of the defenders for Gibault, and Alcazar battles. Now over here for Brown. And then the ball ends up out of bounds. Down to 1:45. And Gibault will have another throw in right toward midfield. Coming up to take that throw in, Andy Altis.
Triad really had you on the roof last night?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Just outside of the press box. Wasn't enough room because they had the NFHS there broadcasting it. But, they told me that beforehand. I said, I don't know. Well, I looked ahead at the forecast, and it wasn't supposed to be raining, so I'm like, yeah, I'll go outside. And I've been outside before at Triad, but normally it's in August when it's not so cold outside. Ball ends up over here on this near side sideline, and an opportunity for Collinsville, streaking up that far side, and big number 19 on the right wing sends it in the middle and just past that near post once again. We're down to the final 45 seconds, so it looks like Kahawks are going to hang on and win this one here for the JV team, and the varsity team will be coming up here in just a little bit. They go track the ball down, and that chews up a bunch of time.
Guess we don't have ball boys today either, huh?
No, I don't think they do for the JV game. Gibault sends it back out. It makes its way all the way to midfield. Collinsville comes away with it and sent up off of the leg of Lubert, and Lubert is going to try to find a streaking Hashmir over here. Hashmir sends it to the net, and it's off the outside, and then it ends up on top of the net. And that is going to do it, folks. Final score 4-1 in favor of Collinsville, and we're going to shut everything down here for a moment, and we will come back and bring you varsity soccer action in just a little bit here on the Kahawk Sports Network.